That's all that dope.
Baby on the neck, getting foolish. Live on the set, the gang and Mike Cooley. I'm just coolin' with him with gang. Coolin' with him with gang. Coolin' with him gang. Baby on the neck, getting foolish. Live on the set, the gang and Mike Cooley. I'm just coolin' with him with gang. Coolin' with him with gang. Coolin' with him gang. Nothing better than a professor watch him cook up coolin'. Big G, can't forget my nigga Mike Cooley. Keep it high like a pot of carrot. Sweet as Mayberry. Question is she single? We'll find out when I call in. I be geeking off G, laughing some nauseous. Car she in, they going all in, leaving no stones unturned. The topic untouched. They love the guts and they fuck shit up. Brother, I keep my money right. Make sure you keep that money right. Make sure you keep that money right. Glam sham, keep the jewelry tight. Make sure you keep it. We on week. Make sure you peep it. Matt King, state of mind, the best kept secret. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So do it. Introduce it. The gang and Mike Cooley. We be on the neck getting foolish. Live on the set, the gang and Mike Cooley. I'm just coolin' with him gang. Coolin' with him gang. Cooley in the gang. We be on the neck getting foolish. Live on the set, the gang and Mike Cooley. I'm just coolin' with him gang. Coolin' with him gang. Cooley in the gang.
You are tuned into the Cooley and the Gang Show on Blockworks Radio.
Damn, had my mic on mute. Couldn't say what I wanted to say. What's going on, y'all? It's Tuesday. Tuesday. I already saw Rashad. Like, what was going on? Where y'all been? Well, I was trying to give everybody a chance to get here, but as you can see, Linnea and I showed up. But it is what it is. What's up, Tiff? Tiff said, I know y'all going to talk about that slap. Yeah, we're going to talk about a lot of things.
No, we have no choice. It wouldn't be us if we wouldn't, if we don't.
But I like to be a little different. Like, I think it's so many things and ways. I didn't see, like, if anybody has seen the title, like, Linnea, I know you didn't get to see the title of the show. I don't even know how I can get to look at it.
I'm looking. See.
Huh?
Toxic Energy, Jada Pinkett.
Shannon gonna give me that. So the title of tonight's show is Will Smith, Chris Rock, the Oscars, Toxic Energy, Jada Pinkett, Red Tables, Protect Black Women, Violence, Minstrel Show, Relationship Goals, Misdirected Anger, Mental Health, and the winner is
all of them.
That's all.
All of them.
Like, look,
all of them.
I done heard a little bit of everything this week from all of that. Mental health, protect Black women, relationship goals.
April.
You see Will turning down interviews because he gonna talk about it on the red table. More money. Chris Rock ticket sales went up on his comedy show. More money.
Sold out.
Like, that's why I really feel like we all got I definitely need a new staff. Definitely need a new staff.
It's a distraction.
I mean, he looks different.
It's a distraction. That's all.
Yeah. So first of all, how was everybody's week? Aside from, everybody had a good weekend?
Pretty much.
Yeah, regular.
Too much.
Did y'all get snow, or was it just?
It was some type of dandruff from God. That's what it was, because I was confused as all get out. I was like, okay, Cobra Command. I'm about to call G.I. Joe. I'm about to get.
Oh, don't say that.
Don't say that. All of them.
Like, I couldn't. Like, I saw that. Saw a couple people got killed and all that other stuff, accidents, all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah, the 14-year-old boy that fell from that Orlando ride. I was like,
yeah, wow. I saw that. Yeah, I meant with the snow. It was like some accidents with what they call it, snow qualls or whatever.
Yeah, it's a quall.
Yeah,
I never heard it before.
Yeah, it's like a fish short.
I'm not gonna bang in the bowl, but don't tell me I can't eat when Professor always got his whole meal.
And he muted his mic.
Like a homeless person right now. Like, he's giving me this vibe that I'm not used to right now. Maybe it's the sun hitting you.
Call him grandpa.
Yeah, it's the melanin. What you think? You know how we be. We can sit out in the sun and we be like, and the little crickets, they sit out in the sun and they got to worry about cancer. So.
That's what we like.
What's up?
All day.
What's up, Dana? So the phone lines are open tonight. I promise you they're open. So I don't want to go right into the smack. Let's start from the beginning. And the beginning that everybody is saying was when Jada and Will boycotted the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
I call bullshit, but let's just say that this all started there. Which was their prerogative. What's up, Linwood? It was that which was their prerogative to boycott if they did. I don't remember all the jokes. I know we talked about it when it happened because it was a whole discussion of should Chris Rock have even done it.
They said he didn't write it.
And I think the professor said something during that time. Or somebody said something during that time. Was it you? When we was talking about Chris Rock and when he hosted the Oscars and everybody black was boycotting and basically saying like, yo, why would he do that? Basically, he's going against the grain.
Was that when Kevin Hart was supposed to?
Was that when Kevin Hart got into his little fiasco? And they called Chris Rock? No, I don't think so.
I don't remember. That's what I'm asking.
I think that was two different times. But what's up, NJ Rich? I think, but it came down to, I mean, let's start there. So, was Chris Rock wrong for hosting the Oscars to begin with? Should he have boycotted with everybody else? Even though everybody there now, so I don't know what we won.
No, he can do whatever the hell he wants. His life don't dictate other people's life, and other people's life definitely don't dictate his life. He got bills to pay.
So the thing was, well, why would he? Well, I got the monologue. I guess we can play it. I got a couple of monologues on here. Share my screen. Don't like to record your computer.
What?
So why are you fixing that? I like what Chris Rock had to say in the beginning when it was when Jada was making a big thing about him doing the Oscars, right?
Mm-hmm.
What he said was everybody don't got Will and Jada money.
Yeah,
everybody
that's what it
can't
was.
just decide. Everybody can't just decide not to do things, knowing they could potentially get blackballed. If Will and Jada got blackballed from out of Hollywood, it's not that big of a deal because they got a production company or something like that, or Will got like a production company, so he has the ability to still sustain if he gets blackballed. Whereas though this is how I feed my family, and you're telling me not to do it, and you're making this. You essentially what everybody was saying is you shouldn't have put that kind of pressure on him as if he was doing something wrong.
That's true. Everyone got their own reasons. You can't dictate.
So, I mean, I don't see nothing wrong. I don't see nothing wrong with him doing the Oscars. I think, and not to fast forward, but the fact that you saw them sitting in the audience, and I go back to what I originally said in the beginning. I still can't figure out why white America's acceptance of the things that we do dictates whether or not we finally made it or not. Like, why is that important? Why is that even a thing? Like, if you feel that strongly about it, the award should have been given to a group given, and you shouldn't even have been there if you felt that strongly about it. But you were there.
Because you finally getting recognized, so now it's woo. Let me show up.
Right.
Well, white people are always going to throw you a bone, especially when they feel like it's relevant to them.
Oh yeah. Y'all hooped and hollered and cried, so it's always a comeback around to satisfy us. So this year was Will being honored. You got Beyonce out there performing, and
Blue Ivy.
Yeah, Will Packer produced it.
All of the black headliners.
Right.
And y'all know Will Packer. He did Girls Trip, Night School, Almost Christmas, Think Like a Man. A lot of movies we like and laugh at. Almost Christmas, Ride Along. So Will Packer is a distinguished producer.
Our heavy hitters.
What I understand, he had a nice African American crew. You know, black brother gonna bring some brothers along. You know, so all well and fine. So everything started off as a good night
Yes,
for
Lord. And then boom.
Blacktopia. It started out as a good night for Blacktopia.
The ninjas.
So let's check out Chris Rock. Oh, this is another video I had. I don't even know. That should play this.
Smith for boycotting the show.
Is this on a TV show? Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. Jada's mad her man, Will, was not nominated for Concussion. I get it. Tell the truth. I get it. You get mad. She said it's not fair that Will was this good and didn't get nominated. Yeah, you're right. It's also not fair that Will was paid $20 million for Wild Wild West, okay?
Like this one, where he called.
So that was, of course, a comedian doing what a comedian does. Now, he didn't just take shots at, Will and Jada.
Right.
He was taking shots basically at everybody, kind of getting on him for boycotting. I think this might be.
And Shelton got mad, and Jada went mad, and Will went mad. Everybody went mad. It's quite like Jada got mad. Jada says she's not coming, protesting. I'm like, is she on a TV show? Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars. Jada.
So that's about the same thing. So basically, he did his monologue, what comedians do. But I don't see that as beef worthy. Like that doesn't come off to me as something that was sparked. But I mean, what I've come to learn in marriage, how you feel about something is not necessarily how I feel about something. So I can't say for sure whether or not that sparked it. All right. So
I mean, for them, they could have been sensitive about it. Like, we had our reasons for it, and you chose to target our reasons. Like it wasn't important enough for us to not show up.
But in the same stance, you kind of targeted me because I did show up.
Right. I mean, I'm just saying.
So we all taking shots at each other.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a comedian, so my shots is always going to be better than your shot.
True that. But I'm just saying, I was just saying from possibly from their perspective of why they would be in their feelings. Yeah, you were mad at him, but you went and made this big comedic scene.
When we all should have been sticking together.
Or not even that. Or you chose to go, then we didn't have to be the butt. Yeah, it seemed like even though he may have been talking about everybody else, they were the center of that comedic portion that night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about but he gonna talk? Oh shoot, I'm supposed to be hitting these, ain't I? So Professor, you have read Will Smith's book, so you kind of got a understanding of the brother's mindset. We've seen some of the red table talks. How true is it the statement made that Jada had to throw up every time she had sex with him or something like that? Was that for real, or was that just internet talk?
So he didn't mention anything like that in his book. Matter of fact, he kind of stays clear from direct talk about their relationship and what happened in their relationship as far as that goes. But what I will say is that Will that I saw slap Chris Rock was not the Will that I read in that book. The Will in that book, so he mentions his grandmother Gigi a lot in his book, right? And in my mind, I was saying, as his wife, to calm him down, I think that's something she could have said to him. Like, what would Gigi think if you went up there and did that? Because it's a real heartfelt thing when he talks about his grandmother and his relationship with his grandmother. So I didn't quite understand what that was about. Now, of course, we can all speculate a whole lot of things. I really think that really was built up frustration about everything. And he just happened to be the person to get the blunt of it, which for all intents and purposes, Chris Rock was the best person for him to do that too. Because like other people have said, if 50 Cent would have been standing up there, he wouldn't have done that. If it was Kevin Hart, I don't think he would have done that. If it was multiple other people, see, And let me say one other thing. Good side, bad side. Good side, comedians should be able to practice their craft, not feeling like they're going to be physically harmed behind what they say, right?
True.
Bad side. It's unfortunate that we do this in front of white America. And see, always remember something. There is nothing that happens in the Oscars that hasn't been vetted. Those anything that has been written, those people have already looked at it and said this was okay for you to say. Mm-hmm. So I don't so never believe when you see like I think it was a black lady came out a couple years ago and she made this whole speech about Black Lives Matter and about people of color being involved in different things and about how badly we're being treated, and everybody applauded and was like, yeah, that's right. But what people not thinking is, yo, the Oscars okayed that. That ain't had nothing to do with anything else. They just okayed what she could say. Now, if she'd went off script and said some shit like, these white devils, such and such, they'd cut that shit off. They'd been playing music and usher that ass off the stage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we went to a commercial break and all you would have seen was her empty shoes when they came back.
Right. So sometimes we gotta get past the narrative of believing that we're making progress in a situation that there is no such thing as progress in. Us gaining some sort of progress in the Oscars is a joke. Believing that illusion is ever going to present itself as a joke. You're talking about something that was designed not for people of color. Mm-hmm. And they have been very clear about that. The fact that we consistently try to push our way into things that have to do with white America just to get some sort of acceptance is beyond my understanding. Just to have a little doll, a golden doll, in your catalog to say you won an Oscar, what exactly does that mean to your community? Does that make you more money? Does that make you more marketable? I mean, what exactly does that do? And how important is that? Is that really that important in the grand scheme of things? Is that real important for what you say you stand for? I don't understand. I don't understand why Will. I can sympathize for why Will did what he did, only because I really feel like there was built up frustration about other things besides what Chris Rock said. Mm-hmm. I think the Chris Rock things was the icing on the top, icing on the cake. Mm-hmm. But he really was upset about how he's looking all together when it comes to his relationships and talking and his life. Mm-hmm. Like, who would ever thought the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to be on some shit talking about how he is having issues with his wife. His wife is cheating on him. Who would ever thought that would be the case? Nobody would have thought that would have happened that way. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Nah.
He never cuss. Him and Heavy D never cuss. Mm-hmm. That's what they pride themselves on.
So Gracefully Created says, since when does Will lay hands on anyone? He's not that guy at all. Will is a comic himself. He knows all that goes with that territory. Shout out Gracefully.
But like you showed the other day when the guy, when you showed me the video the other day, when the guy tried to kiss him, he tried to slap him.
Oh yeah.
So the Will that we grew up with is not the grown ass man Will. So there's a and I think we kind of still gonna get a quick one. So I think we still kind of look at him in the terms of Will, Fresh Prince Will, and not the grown ass man that has really been through a lot outside of what he's been through up until that point. Now it's a whole different type of things that he's going through as a black man, as a married man, as a father, and all these other entities that he's not the same person that don't slap people. So we can't say what he would and what he won't do.
Right.
Sian said you don't know that.
Shut up, Super C. So on both, so we can't say that he's not that guy. And like Rashad said, like, who are we to speculate who he would and who he wouldn't slap?
Exactly.
We don't know. That night, all that built up frustration, anybody could have got it.
But all that frustration, you should have been looking at your wife because she the one that told us all this shit. Like we didn't ask Will and Jada what goes on in their personal life.
That's
like,
true.
They offered
but
the information
everybody's
to the
also
world.
saying that it built up frustration. It was just a look in his wife. You know, when he looked over at his wife.
It ain't even no building up to this shit. I'm just gonna play the video and we gonna.
Me neither.
We gonna break this
I think you just gotta share it to people individually, gracefully.
Yeah, it won't let you just share. Yeah, you gotta do it individually. Okay, let's just go ahead and get this shit out the way.
Lord.
Okay. Oh, her face changed. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's up with the sound?
So something happened that we didn't see other than her facial expression.
Now this is what gets me, and like I said, we about to CSI this motherfucker here because I don't believe it. Like I really think at the end of the day we gonna be the end.
Gracefully says he doesn't get no passes. She said I call BS. He doesn't get any passes.
Now look at this shit. Let's look. Now, what man you know? I just made a joke. NJ Rich, I just made a joke on stage about your wife.
Oh.
You get up out your seat at the motherfucking Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never thought that that's what he was going to do.
And walk up onto the stage.
Okay.
Now you're Chris Rock. You've been rich a long time, but you from where we from.
Right.
We all from the same motherfucking place.
Right.
You're walking towards me on the stage at the Grammy. So either one, you about to come up there, oh, you mother. Yeah, I doubt that.
Right.
I'll let you get all the way up in my 40, which we call it. Look, and I'm still laughing. Look how close. Look. Professor.
Who would have thought that that's
Professor.
what Will was going to do, though?
Professor.
I would have never thought it.
Well, again, I go back to what I said before.
Mm-hmm.
Chose the right person to do that to. Anybody else would not have carried it that way. I mean, come on, just be serious. Be honest for a second. First of all, think about why they chose Chris Rock to do the Grammys. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with Chris Rock, but just think about this for a second. Chris Rock, you remember Paul Mooney may had this skit, right? And like I said, I'm not saying anything wrong with Chris Rock, but remember Paul Mooney had this skit and he was talking about Wayne Brady, and he said, "White America love a nigga that grin. They love a person that grins. If you grin, you win." That's all they kept saying. If you grin, you win. Chris Rock is the grinning guy. They are okay with him. He is the safe guy. You remember Paul Mooney may had this skit, right? And like I said, I'm not saying how you got that playing back. So because they have Chris Rock standing up there, him being a docile type of figure, he never expected that to happen. It never would have even crossed. It probably never really crossed his mind until the last minute. And then even his response to it, like people were saying that was a very stand-up way of dealing with that. Right. Okay. All right. Okay. It was. I mean, it was. He's a better man than me. But what I can tell you is this. It makes white America look at us exactly the same way that they've been saying that we are. We can't control our emotions.
We gave him exactly what he wanted.
We act like animals. We do stupid shit. And some people, I know somebody on here gonna say, why? Because he slapped him? No, because he couldn't control his fucking self. That's why.
That's right.
Yo, I would have respected Will more if he would have got up with his wife and left. If it was that bad, you should have got up and left out the room. If you was gonna slap Chris Rock, you should have done it in the back, not in front of white America to allow them to see that shit. That was crazy.
Especially after you boo-hoo cried and boycotted.
All
of that because you didn't get an Oscar. You weren't honored, and now you finally get the opportunity for everything you cried about. And then this is how you show up and show out.
All right, well, back to CSI. What's up, G?
What up?
So back to CSI. Okay, so I give it to you. He don't know what's happening. All right. Well, he about to find out.
Hi,
yeah, see, that looked a little different than how it looked to me before.
It was good. It was definitely a good slap. Like, I ain't never really seen nobody get slapped like that. That was good. He's been practicing that shit. He's been practicing his backhand for a minute.
You know, they go slapping competitions.
Like
That was
Chris is
good.
just
No,
stunned.
they-
Like he don't
they-
even know
they-
what. Like he's just stunned.
That's what I was about to say, Shannon. He just looked like, you know how you wasn't expecting something to happen, and people are always so quick to say, if this would have been me. I said, you wouldn't be that quick on your feet.
Like he wanted to say, oh shit. Like, oh shit.
You right.
Call him a dirty bitch. Dirty bitch. On TV. But then everybody kept putting up the little the Kevin Hart joint. Like, you gonna smack me, motherfucker? In front of my friends? It's like shit. Yo, that nigga dirty, yo.
But I want to, because the camera kind of, switched off as Will got up and walked away. So so what I feel like, what was said? Like, was there something that was actually said between him and Jada in that moment that we didn't see? Other than her look?
Something said. Like,
because her look changed, but then the camera changed. And next, you see Will get up. So I feel like, Jada, what did you say to your man?
He was laughing, and she ain't had to say nothing. It's just like, I think somebody say something about you, I'm laughing, and I happen to look at you, you like, oh, so that shit funny. Now I got to get up. Now I gotta go get my
right. Like that.
That part. The sound effects. That's what I couldn't get over. The sound effects. I heard sound effects.
What Mike is saying is true. It's okay. So I know Rudy read Will's book, and I've seen some excerpts from it. And so when you're talking about Will Smith, there's a whole bunch of layers to the reason of why he did it. First, let me go ahead and say that hitting them, let's get the shallow stuff out of the way. Hitting him is wrong. He shouldn't have did it. Shallow stuff over. The question is why he did it. So when you're talking about Will Smith and the information he put in the book, some of the excerpts that I read about it, once again, I didn't read the whole thing yet. He has this issue with the protection of women. Mm. When you read like the first opening chapters of his book, that's a big thing to him with based on what happened to his mom, when he saw his father beat up his mother, and he felt as though there wasn't anything he could do. So now fast forward, 2016, you played the clip earlier this evening. You have Chris Rock talking about Jada and that situation, not being invited and the boycott and the whole nine. But now you bring it to the present time. A few nights ago, all of these things weigh heavy on a person's mind. And Will, you saw it. Will tried to laugh it off. He tried to chuckle with it. But his wife did not laugh. And as a married man, your wife, if you care for her like that, she has the ability to point you in a direction and fire, whether she knows it or not.
Right.
Because if you're that kind of husband, that protective husband, your wife can say, hypothetically, this guy bumped me in the club. What you going to do? There are things that you end up now moving in your mind to say, hey, now I got to do something. Go ahead, G. What's up, baby?
I already know.
All right. So first of all, I understand everything you just said, but I'm gonna call bullshit on everything else that you just said. For Will being a protector, yada yada yada, whatever the fuck that may have been. If it was a club setting, I'll agree with you all wholeheartedly. We in there cracking jokes to this bald head woman walk over. We cracking jokes to the bald head woman, and her husband comes over. What did you say about my wife? One thing. But we're talking about a comedian that was only doing his job. He was hosting. They got a comedian for a reason to tell a little jokes, make it lighten up the atmosphere, get a little laugh, a little hot.
He just came up to present something. He wasn't even hosting.
Okay. So even to present something, he got up, he said what he said, and everybody else laughed except for her. He laughed. If you looked over, Will Smith was laughing. Like that shit was hilarious. And even to get up and slap him, I said it over. There's a duel after that. You know what I mean? Like Charlie Murphy said, after you slap a motherfucker, somebody's either going to die or you gotta go to the hospital. I would rather you go to the hospital, but something has to. There's some consequences for you slapping a grown fucking man.
Exactly.
And the fact that Kevin Hart didn't slap that, I mean, Chris Rock didn't slap that motherfucker back. I commend Chris Rock because at the end of the day, all he did was crack the joke that everybody thought was funny. So then you go back to it, and then I'd say, well, maybe he's defending his wife, and then he comes back and says, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth."
He said it twice.
Fuck you, Will Smith. I'd have talked about a bald-headed ass a little bit more. And then the fact that everybody, she has alopecia or whatever. I mean, is it a disease? People suffer from alopecia. Mike had alopecia on his beard for a long time, and he went and got some shit and put on it. What the fuck?
Alopecia on the bed.
You are you really that upset because of what he said and the fact that we said it over and over again about a wife, you had defending your wife, defending your kids will get you fucked up. That was I'm gonna get you fucked up situation.
Yeah.
Like I said, somebody has to die after this. There's got to be some real whiskey drinking, a horse should have rolled through there, a tumbleweed. Some Western shit was supposed to jump off. And then the other thing that bothered me was he walked up there slow as shit. No security walked up. Nobody thought to get this motherfucker.
What he was doing.
To where they are. They're at the Oscars.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody thinking that no shit gonna pop off.
Oh no! It's a stage handler. It's a stage handler somewhere that was
around there.
Yeah, but they ain't thinking that. Okay, we need to run the Will Smith up on the stage that we need to go get Will Smith.
Anything where there's more than 3 black people, I can guarantee you they got a bunch of security.
Oh, you know it. And he walked up there slow, all nonchalantly, and got up there real slow and slapped that man. I'd have beat the shit out of him.
He was shooting on the knees before he smacked him. Said, "Damn, yo, tuck this collar. Come on."
Yeah, that was so Nick.
Like it got out of his seat and walked up to the stage.
We know what to expect from him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So what Nick is saying, I understand. I mean, I can see where you're going with it, but in this situation, I'm calling bullshit, brother. You just some things ain't worth it. Like, and then like Rudy said, to control your emotions. Like some things, like, yeah, that's kind of funny. My wife is upset; she didn't laugh. So when I see this motherfucker in the back, then we're gonna have a conversation.
Right, take him to the side.
Yeah, to do that, man, that you lose a lot of cool points on that shit. I don't give a fuck.
When he sat down, Jada looked at him and said, "He still ain't apologized." Like, God damn.
Right. So now we're gonna go up there and beat this nigga up.
Chris said Richard. He must gracefully created said Chris called somebody named Richard. Maybe that was security.
Oh, I ain't even hear him yell for Richard.
Yeah. I mean, what was it? Plies had called Color Money one year when these suplex him up the fucking stage. Color Money, and then he still got suplex. But I just don't understand. Like it was a lot of fuck ups in that. Like I said, security wasn't on their job. Will Smith is a sucker for slapping that man. Chris Rock, I mean, he's a comedian. Yeah, I can't. I'm not even mad at him.
I'm going to tell you a Caucasian guy that I really like that is going to get probably dragged against the cold for his comments on the whole situation, and that's Jim Carrey. I'm a Jim Carrey fan. I like Jim Carrey, but these are his comments.
And then what happened after?
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse, and it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
There was some question today about if anyone else had walked from the audience and done that, they would have been escorted out by security or maybe even arrested. The police asked Chris if he wanted to file charges. They asked Chris, do you want to file charges? And Chris apparently said, no, he did not.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous. You know, that insult is going to last a very long time. If you want to yell from the audience and disapprove or show a disapproval or say something on Twitter or whatever, you do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words.
No, I agree. I think we all agree on that. I just thought, Jim, that it escalated to that. You know what I mean? That it escalated to that level.
It didn't escalate. It came out of nowhere because Will has something going on inside him that's frustrated, and I wish him the best. I really do. I don't. I don't have anything against Will Smith. He's done great things, but that was not a good moment. It cast a pall over everybody's shining moment last night. A lot of people worked really hard to get to that place and to have their moment in the sun and to get their award for the really hard work they did. And it is no mean feat to go through all the stuff you have to go through when you're nominated for an Oscar. It's a gauntlet of devotion that you have to do. And just it was just a selfish moment to cast a pall over the whole thing.
I agree with him.
I want to be like David.
Did you hear how he worded it? He said, when you're not made for getting an Oscar. So, like Jim, if you don't listen to Jim or never listen to any of the stuff that he's done, I'm not talking about none of his comedy shit. I'm talking about since he's gotten a little more spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't listened to him, do yourself a favor and listen to some of the stuff he has to say. But Jim is very in tune with how things work. He's very in tune with what matters and what doesn't. And like he said, it don't make any sense that this man stood up and slapped this man on stage. There were thousands of things he could have done besides put his hands on him. Yeah. And truth be told, if I had the restraint that Chris Rock did, I wouldn't have filed charges either. Because see, here's the thing. Chris Rock, it was a comedy set or whatever. The dude got out of pocket, did something he shouldn't have did. I'm not gonna press charges, and I'm not even saying it on no try and be slick shit neither. Like I'm gonna do something to him afterwards. But at the same time, I'm not gonna press charges, and I'm gonna say this lightly on my brother behind that shit. I mean, for real, it was a slap. Yeah, it was disrespectful. Yeah, like G said, it's some shit that's supposed to follow that. After that, he slapped him like that motherfucker slapped him on Tombstone and shit. Slapped the blood out of his mouth. Shit. Gotta slap that nigga back, yeah. Yeah, but absolutely, man. I 100% agree. I wouldn't be suing him. I wouldn't do none of that. Truth be told, again, if I had that kind of restraint, then I would want to sit down and talk to him because, Will is really suffering from something. And some of you might be like, oh, that's bullshit. I ain't trying to talk to no nigga that done slapped me. Well, you ain't do nothing about it when the nigga did it, so don't play tough now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if you're gonna do anything at all, I think that having a conversation, trying to get to the gist of it, and if that's really somebody that you care for as a person, then he really needs some help. And again, I love what Jim said. Jim understands that there is something inside of Will that's really fucking with him. Mm-hmm. And he really needs some serious help. Don't be surprised. We've seen many celebrities. This happened to many different celebrities. Don't be surprised if one day you hear about Will Smith overdosing or killing himself some kind of way. And then we all looking like, well, damn, he had 300-some million. He was doing all these different shows. He was doing all this shit. It ain't even about that.
All the signs
this dude is suffering badly.
Right.
As our black men tend to do with no help, unfortunately.
But that's what he talked about in his book. He not going to sit and you can't just deny what he put in his book. They're supposed to be his own words. I know they have editors and et cetera, mm-hmm. But from his own experience, he said it himself. That trauma from watching his parents' situation, that negative situation, has affected his mindset inside of his relationship with his wife and in the relationships with other people. But when you're talking about the effects of that trauma in the relationship of somebody's marriage, especially when the trauma came from a marriage perspective, you have to take into account the mental aspects that are still weighing on him.
So in the midst of him and the midst of that whole open relationship entanglement and this man fucking your wife, you ain't slapping him?
But that
And
was
I'm not-
you can't compare the two. You can't compare the two. That was
Wait a minute. Why can't you? If you wanna say that no.
Disrespecting in his mind, all this was disrespecting him because they had a situation that
No. If you're gonna be no, wait. You talk about from a husband as a husband and being the protector and this and that and this and that, and you telling me that you sat for an open relationship, whatever it was that y'all was doing, and you sat on TV and you cried because you was so heartbroken or whatever it was.
He was done.
To now to a motherfucker cracking making a joke to getting up out of your character, go to slap a motherfucker to defend or protect your wife.
Still not the same. I could be heartbroken and not be in quote unquote not.
No, you just got ran through. You just got ran through the entire internet. You got ran through the entire internet. You had memes about him. He was the new crying Jordan face. He was in the midst of what happened with her in August. He was the butt of a joke for at least 8 months, because I was off the internet for this. But he's been the butt of a joke for 8 months.
Well, let me go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Let me put it to you from a different perspective. Okay, the whole affair situation. It wasn't
an affair.
Well, the entanglement, whatever you want to call it, whatever that word is, that
she didn't even call it an open thing. Like, I mean, she titled it entanglement. So that entanglement, everybody wasn't really on board with it, but somebody just
it just means it got messy. That's all it means. It got messy.
The entanglement, the term she used when you're talking about the entanglement, the difference between that entanglement situation and this situation with Chris Rock is the response Will has from his wife. Let me take so when you're looking at an entanglement situation, okay, I honestly believe that Jada's influence over Will's actions has more of an effect on what he does than given credit for. This is my thoughts, because in the entanglement situation, it was Jada and the other dude, and they were doing whatever. How Jada felt in that situation and how she felt in the Chris Rock situation are two different feelings. And because they are two different feelings, how those feelings manifest themselves through her is what Will picked up on. In the whole entanglement vibe, she was ashamed. Yes, he did do some other things, and I'm saying she was ashamed based off of the red table talk that she did about the whole thing. That's what I got out of it. She felt some kind of way, but it wasn't in a way of the level of disrespect that I believe she felt with the whole Chris Rock situation, because it has been going on since 2016, on and off, and a comment here and a comment there. This may have been the straw that broke the camel's back. And this is where I'll say this really, really quickly. It's extremely difficult for individuals who are outside of Will Smith's arena and his mindset to kind of comment on it from a grand perspective. Here's the reason why I say that is because in that situation, the majority of us are like male gynecologists. Okay. And what do I mean by that? A male gynecologist can go to the school. He can learn everything that he needs to know about giving baby. He can help give babies and bring out thousands of babies, but he will never understand a woman's position when she's giving birth. So there is a level of information that he does not have about that procedure. And there are levels of information we don't have about Will Smith and his mindset, where he is one of the few black men in the Hollywood society, which is dominated by Caucasian individuals, like Rudy said, in a society where it was kind of like a no-win situation, because had he not slapped him, you'll have a section of society saying, here's a black woman getting verbally assaulted, and her husband sits there and laughs and giggles and does nothing about it. So there's that societal influence. So Will has all of these things, and if you're not in his position, in his shoes, with the money that he has and the circles that he travels, with all of those things, you are in essence a male gynecologist in regards to his situation. where there are
We know
pieces
pussy, but
of
we
it.
ain't know shit about vaginas.
Shut up, Michael.
Okay.
So
There are pieces of his situation that we will never understand, even though we have certain connections. And the further you're removed from Will's connections, the harder it is for some people, and I'm gonna say some people because I can't say everybody, for some people to understand what the African American male mindset is, especially that with money. Then you're dealing with comedy, then you're dealing with acting, and then you're dealing with the whole prestige and the 20 million that he makes.
All right, let me hold you right there. All right, so you're tuned into the Cooley and the Gang show live every Tuesday night, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going back on the whole Oscars thing, dilemma, fiasco, debacle, and entanglement squared.
Well, please don't say entanglement. I'm sorry. That drives me insane. They burned up entanglement with me.
Well, we're going to take a pause.
Oh, sorry.
There's a situation.
Brother Ike is here.
Hey, Ike, my bad.
She was like, I'm ready to talk. Oh, no, man.
Hey, I wish I had a better camera angle, yo. My damn look like my company said the hell with Cooley and the Gang StreamYard. Because you ain't using our camera no more, homeboy. So I'm here, yo. I'm here.
How you feeling, brother?
I'm great, dog. I'm great, man. It's, besides this ghetto ass weather, you know. You know, one minute you in sweatpants and a t-shirt. Next minute you in you know what I mean, a bubble down coat.
Grabbing all your winter shit out. People started packing their winter stuff up. Everybody, you had to go back up in the attic and get all your stuff back down.
Dog, listen, I put my stuff up. I said, you know what? Let me grab this coat. And then it was also that whole consideration. I said, damn, I should have took that job in Miami. So, like, all right, I'll go ahead and pay for my my moving expenses, but $5,000 is a lot of money to take on your own, and they don't want to pick up that tab. But it's cool. And then, but yes, yo, speaking of that, I just hop right into it. Yo, Florida. Usually Florida is full of fuck shit and everything. We all know that. But Florida has become the first state to officially, now it's a bunch of other states that already have it where you can take it or do it. But Florida is the first state where they are requiring high school students to take financial literacy classes.
I saw something about that.
Yeah, like it's, and I thought it was, I saw it somebody post. Then a teacher from down there sent it to me because ironically, she was just like, yo, well, who's going to teach finance? And I was like, why you send it to me? She's like, oh, I just sent it to you. I was like, well, I don't like y'all badass kids because I'm the one that's going to pull out my belt and tell you get the hell out of my class. And I'll probably last a week. Nah, I'm not doing all that. So shout out to Ariel, little sis, doing that and everything. So matter of fact, I need to let her know something about that too. But yeah, man. So I got to give Florida that big respect for doing that because at the end of the day, everybody needs it, and not many people understand it. So I think what they're going to require, they're starting it in 2023 to 2024 for you parents that thinking about moving to Florida or whatever. So that's it. They're going to include credit, small investing, talking about lessons on credit scores, and talking about debt, which kind of leads me to what I wanted to really talk about, is because I've been getting a lot of people that's hit me up about, hey, yo, is there things such as good and bad debt? And I'm like, yep, yeah, Kim, I should have. Trust me, I regret it. I regret it every time because I talked to the guy that recruited me, and he's like, we filled the spot, but the guy sucks. So you sure you don't want to reconsider it? And I was just like, when y'all pay the fee,
right?
You ain't gotta say nothing. I'm down there. Y'all, let's go. And he's like, nah, the boss said he ain't gonna pay the $5. I said, well, I can't pay the $5. So that's what we're gonna be on. Until y'all get that right, then we'll see. But no, somebody asked me about good debt, bad debt, right? And is it true? Yes. But I think the key about debt, period, is how do you utilize it, right? So a lot of people will ask me like, yo, I'm about to go buy this car. You think this is a good monthly payment? And I'm like, okay, well, what's your interest rate and different things like that? But one of the things I like to see is how much are you putting down and what's the rate in comparison? So let's say you qualify for 0.9 or 1.9, right? Don't put your damn money down because you're basically using their free money. Now, granted, you got people that's in the 9, 10, 24% interest rate bracket. Now, obviously, you're going to have to put more money down to help with your negotiating power. That's bad debt because you're going to be paying more on the dollar. So if you get 24%, come on now, every $1,000 you're paying 24%. But if you can finance something for $1,000 then it's 0.9 and you paying what, $90? That's nothing. Don't put no money down. Don't do it. Which also goes into something I've seen on social media where people have been talking about it, very small amount, and judging folks. But it's whoever pushed the idea to these other places is a genius. As far as taking loans out to buy plane tickets, pay for vacation, and even down there to sneakers. Now, as crazy as it sounds, it's a company called Affirm. So if you ever go through Expedia or anything, they actually have it, or you go to their website. And I don't talk about something that I don't know about because I use them. Because you take one loan out with them, and I ain't an advocate for them, so yo, we ain't promoting for them.
No, they ain't cut the check, but
yeah, they ain't cut the check. But to tell you how it works is, hey, you do one loan, they'll charge you an interest rate, but you pay it off the second time you take a loan, 0%.
Mm-hmm.
0%. So people like, well, yo, I'm not taking no loan out. If you ain't got enough money to pay for your vacation, then you broke. No, you broke because you're not understanding credit.
Mm-hmm.
You're not understanding the user credit, and then you're really not understanding money. Here's why. Let's say, and the person I gave this advice, they just finished on a trip, a $7,000 trip to Maldives, right? He was getting ready to drop the $7,000. And I said, yo, where you pulling the money from? He said, I'm pulling it from my investment account. I said, no, you're not doing that. Oh, well, you do say don't pull from my emergency. I said, no. Because this is what happens. One, you pull that 7,000, right? You're actually going to have to pull out right around 7,500 because you got to pay. You got to pay taxes. So you got to pay taxes. Then two, you had that money working for you for as investments. What was your return last year? He was like, oh, yo, it was like 17%. I said, so you pulling $7,000 out of that you pulling that 7,000 out that you're really pulling out of your gains in.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you doing that? So I said, yo, go in there, tell your wife to run they pre-qualify. You ain't got to do a whole goddamn credit check. Right. You run it just like, you know how they go, you go to a tire shop or somewhere, they hit you with a large repair bill and they like, all right, yeah, you pre-approved. Now, most people ain't going to pay for, look at the terms and conditions because, yo, I got to get my car out the shop, whatever. But with situations like this, where you're trying to pay for a large purchase or even a $2,000 purchase or a $1,000 purchase to buy a plane ticket because you want to get the hell out of Dodge for a little bit and it's paying you no interest. Common sense, which most people don't have. Think about it.
Amen.
$7,000, pay taxes on the gain, and your money isn't earning interest on it. Versus, wait, just like what happened with him. I say, yo, what's your budget? What's your surplus? What room do you have in that budget that we talked about years ago? He's like, oh, I got $500 free that I can use. Bingo, you good to go. Oh, word? Yeah. So what you need to do, just go ahead and apply for the loan. He got the 0%, called me, was like, yo, it told me for 20, I took it out for 24 months and it's like $120 a month. I said, there you go.
Yep.
Bingo. 0% interest. You basically using other people's money. Right. And that's the beauty of utilizing credit and paying it back. You don't want to be sitting up there doing silly shit and saying, well, wait, I want this Benz. It's $1,100. Why? Because you saw everybody driving around stunting, or I just got this new job and I got to play the status quo and pay this $1,100, paying all this extra interest and everything. But yet what's happening is you live in check to check. Mm-hmm. So like I said, in contrast to this, hey, if you need to go take a little vacation and you can do it, that little $20, because really look at it, what's $20 if it's a payment? That's shit, we blow that extra on the gas tank right now. But it's a way to utilize the resources that are out here so that you can benefit and still have your money working for you. Because a lot of, because one of the things that I've been doing, even with my studying, is I looked at how the CFP and everybody, all these guys in finance look at it as everything has been streamlined to be the same over decades. It's fucking 2022. Things are changing, and you got to move with the game. So for me, I'm probably like one of rare people that advise folks to say, yo, well, take that 0%, or even if they charge you 2% and you're gonna pay it off, and you trying to go to take your wife to Arbutus, bye. Take that loan out, pay them back, and then you can pay it off sooner, pretty quick. So, yo, try it out, check it out, because a lot of people need. Somebody posted it. It's that mental health is way bigger and helps you more than having the stress to drop that $3,000 that you done saved all year for. That's another point. A lot of people done saved for a whole year, 2 years just to take that vacation, and now they done took that $3,000, not working for them, it's gone. Versus you have that $3,000 or whatever working for them, and they use somebody else's money and they can pay it off.
I was thinking the same thing, Ariel. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Aruba. That's what I was talking about.
I was thinking the same thing, but I was like, I dare not open my mouth. I dare not say a word.
Yeah. My bad. So
I was
yo,
like, hey, they gotta take out a firm to go to up the street.
but yeah, yo, it works because I'm gonna tell y'all now, like Spirit and Southwest have it. And Delta allows where they're doing like the optional monthly payment.
Yep.
So now you
just gotta look at the terms and conditions. Look at the terms and conditions. Now, let's say 18, 20%. I hate to bring this up with what's going on.
You gonna will?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a will on you because that don't make no damn sense. But if it's under 5%, yeah. And if you plan on paying it off, even if you take the higher percentage, that works too. But that's just a way, people, if you need to utilize it. I don't know if they're doing it like personal loans where you can, or any of these places are doing personal loans, you got to take care of something. But if it's something for vacation or buying something or whatever, I know Apple's on there. I know Best Buy's on there. A lot of the big companies.
Gang and stuff.
Yeah. So it's the new wave. And I got a feeling that just like how I'm telling folks, once people get a hook of realizing, oh, y'all let me take this money out with no interest? Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to finance it because I'm going to pay that off
in no time.
Or in a couple months. Easy money.
I'm getting it on my website, Joe.
There you go. Financial Jewels. That's what we do. Cooling the Gang. Brother Ike Carter. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
That was a nice
Now he just put y'all on game.
Yeah, because every time I do it,
I've been sitting on for years.
Yeah, when I do certain, and it's fucked up, like Ike be in my head so much, pause, that whenever I do stuff like money wise, like I'd be like, Ike said if he found out I did this shit. That's why most of the shit I don't even bring up to him. I only bring up the good shit sometimes. I let him hear about the bad. Like, yo, dang,
you want to know what's funny? You want to know why I talked about it? Is because he asked me. And then I had 3 other people who were like, yo, I'm just stressed and I need a break. But I can't say if by the time I save that money to take a trip, it's gonna be like next January. And but these are the same people that's bragging. He's like, yo, I got a 700 credit score. Yo, go use that. Whoa, I thought it was all about saving money. No, it is about saving money, but it's working the system.
Right.
Because how you think all these rich folks out here, you think they using their money?
Nope.
Hell no. They use the banks. And the banks are sitting there, whatever. And I'm going on a tangent, but I hate the conversation. Oh, well, white, black, rich, whatever. Most banks, a lot of times, yo, if you come in there, you got these pretty good credit score, you can go in there and slide and get you some bread. So use your credit wisely, people.
You heard it. Not here first, but you heard it again, because I know y'all done heard it 50, 11 times.
Yeah.
We're going to keep pounding in your head because we love our people. Blacktopia is not just something we talk about. We're going to get this thing popping. Tell them to call me. Oh yeah, Kim, we got you. Kim, we got to get you some
Yeah,
promo stuff on this.
She a travel agent.
Make you an official sponsor of the Cooley and the Gang show.
Gang.
Or the,
Oh, she is? Okay.
Yeah, Kim's a travel agent.
Or the
from Dreams to Miles.
After we do the relaunch, because I'm about to hand out some fucking pink slips.
Oh, yeah.
Once we do the relaunch, then we're gonna get some new sponsors too. I'm handing out pink slips.
That means when he get into the new Cooley and the Gang space,
he's
gonna be acting real funny, y'all. Y'all been warned. Y'all been warned.
That right now. Once I get into
Gosh.
Gee, don't be looking at that. I can see you. I can see you.
The latest episode.
I was gonna say I'm gonna Will Smith the shit out of you when I see you.
Oh my God.
We can play the wrap it up music and everything. We play the wrap it up music, the Academy Award music when the shit come on real slow. Yeah.
I do whatever you got to do. If you got to bounce, you know you can hit the button. You know you're always welcome, brother, anytime.
Nah, I'm good.
So, all right. So we talked about everything that happened. So now little pieces that I took from what happened at the Oscars that I wanted to get into that worries me is something that we've talked about before, is that comedians can't
do what they
comedy no more. Like it's becoming that. And I'm not just going to focus strictly on what Chris Rock said about Jada Pinkett, because a lot of people said what he said was disrespectful because, you know, she had something, but I believe he really didn't. Like, everybody ain't watching Jada Pinkett. Just because she's famous, famous people is notorious for not even giving a fuck about other famous. Like, I'm not watching your Red Table or seeing all your tweets and all your Insta boogies and shit. So a disrespectful joke would have been bald-headed hoe, or like, you know, we didn't see Cat Williams at one of the BET Awards. He was going in on people in the audience. Like, this wasn't that. You know, this was a joke about a woman with a fucking military cut sitting in the front row with a fucking green dress on, and he said G.I. Jane. That wasn't even a joke. That was 1 + 1 = 2.
Or when he said green, he said G.I.
Jane Part 2.
Right. That's what
that was a good fucking movie.
But those
G.I. Jane Part 1 was a good movie.
I didn't think I personally
movie.
didn't think it was disrespectful. Like,
it was just one of those funny ha.
And at the end of the day, Will fucking laughed at the joke. It was funny.
If I'd have came on here today with a red and white shirt on, and somebody said Mike over there looking like a goddamn zebra and shit, we get a quick one in. Like, it ain't disrespectful. It's just that's what it reminded me of. But then I heard, well, why did he have to say something about the only black woman there? Okay, I'll kind of give you that. I'll give you that. I definitely will give. I'll give you that. Okay, he didn't have to pick on his own. I'll give you that. But what worries me is the fact that comedians can't comedy no more, and it's not the first time we've seen it. Like, everybody has to come back and apologize. Kevin Hart had to apologize about some shit that happened years before
that he tweeted.
That he said in the no, it was something he said in his comedy. He had to come back and apologize for it just to get a job that he still didn't like. Comedy no more. Think about a lot of the shows we used to watch coming up.
Nah, none of that.
I can go down a list of a lot of shit that Archie Bunker definitely wouldn't be on.
That was Jefferson.
Yeah, we did.
Sanford
and Son, the Jeffersons.
We did this. We did this already. It was a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, so it's a lot of stuff. So comedians, that's what worried me, number one, about.
But I'll say this though: we say that it wouldn't make it today. I think it would. I think it would be if funnier now. If you've ever watched an episode of The Family Guy or American Dad or some shit, all of that South Park, they get away with some of the raunchy shit. The Family Guy in Cleveland being the only black colored, and like some of that shit is not for my kids to be watching.
Right.
But is it just? Oh yeah. Shit. Have you seen The Simpsons lately? The Simpsons are just as bad. It's a lot of line stuffing going on that I feel like you probably wouldn't be able to say honky, or you probably have to change honky to something else, like white mashed potato or something like that. But they would definitely be able to get away with some of the shit.
Kim said if you had Bill Alago, you'd be offended. That's not true. People got on Michael Jackson for years. Michael Jackson ain't never slapped
And
shit
if
out
my
of
thing is,
nobody.
if you're coming to a comedy show and you bring your ass to the front of the front
be
of a comedy show, and you know how comedians roll.
Yeah, I think
What do you
people just
expect?
oversensitive-
You
it's
know
oversensitive.
the potential of you being singled out, especially if the comedian is one that is known for cracking jokes on the audience.
Right, it's notorious for
Like you can't get mad because you got singled out when you brought your ass to the front of the row, knowing this is what they do.
Exactly.
Can I take a urban term real quick? I'm gonna take a term down urban street where we all been at least once or twice, and I'm gonna just level it out. Certain things that you say, I don't care, comedian or not, you got to watch your mouth. You got to understand that Will from Philly, Chris from New York, and Jada from Baltimore. Okay, they all have backgrounds in urban environments. I'm not saying it's right. We're not talking right or wrong here. It's wrong. Okay, we got it. But sometimes people have said things out of their mouth, and what happened? They got knocked out for what they said. I'm not saying it's right. But I'm just saying that there have been things that people have said that has caused somebody else to lay hands. And I'm not, listen, yes, it has happened. It's not right. I'm going to reiterate it. It's not right. You should not do it. But that we all know of times, people, and instances where that was the case. And even though these people are grown and this is in front of Caucasian people or whatever, these individuals still have roots and ties to some areas of society where that would have happened.
If Suge Knight had got up there and said what he said about Jada Pinkett, Will Smith wouldn't have walked his ass up there and slapped the shit out of him.
He'd have laughed even harder. He the type of girl you better laugh. Like, you better
So I felt that was sucker shit for me. I got you, Nick. You say sticks and stones may break my bones, but slapping a motherfucker might hurt. Yeah, it's some things that you just can't say, but just the action of getting up there and slapping that man, that was fucked up.
And at the end of the day, everybody takes things differently. Like just because she has alopecia, and like I said, nobody knows if he knew that was her situation or not. But who's to say that she would have taken it personally? You know what I mean? It could have been me, and I didn't take it personally. You know what I mean? So it's one of those real like hit and miss situations. Like you is real hit and miss. And somebody was like, well, why didn't he pick on Will then? I mean, like that was a perfect joke. I'm sorry. Like that shit was fucking funny. I don't give a fuck. That shit was the perfect joke because of the similarities in the character. So it was a joke. It was a joke.
Yeah, physically, like because her hair.
He wasn't trying. I don't think he was trying to be disrespectful about it. But when you looked out there and you saw her looking like straight military, even though it was a gown, but you just the symbolism, whatever the word, it was a perfect joke.
But just like Gracefully said, everyone there was an actor or actor. So he made a movie joke about someone that looked like someone from a movie. in a room full of movie people.
Right.
And she was in all green, Kim. That in green looked like the military.
Yes,
like I think y'all like so.
But the person the joke was about didn't laugh. See, that's the thing. I get jokes as jokes. I love comedy. I'm a comedian's best friend. They make me laugh. You know,
unless you got a good sense of humor.
But when the person doesn't laugh, they feel in some kind of way about what you said, especially when that joke is directed towards it.
But then that's when I should get a chance to main man, look, my wife, she going through something. That's why she damn, my bad, bro. This, that, and the third. But give me the opportunity. Like, don't stop me from being a comedian. Like that was the softest joke that I've heard come from somebody like Chris Rock, not knowing her situation.
Right.
That joke was Like
it was
it was low. It was real low, not knowing her situation. Now, if he would have known, like if we was all in school and you know something wrong with somebody, we done seen people go in on somebody, like, because when you shooting at dozens, what you do? You go for what you know. Go for what you know. You shoot to kill.
Right.
I don't think this was a shoot to kill situation. I think if he would have been aware, he wouldn't have made the joke. But I think it was a light joke, and the response was over the top.
Because she is sensitive, and apparently has made it known that she's sensitive. She made it known, but everybody doesn't know that. I don't follow Jada like that. I had no idea until
she had on a green gown.
Plus, but also just to also say this, as Black women, sometimes we do the big chop. So we don't know, but also people do the big chop when they're going through chemo, the alopecia, something autoimmune. So in a way, you kind of step in, even though
ain't nobody watched that goddamn documentary about black hair. I ain't watched that shit.
I did.
Yeah, because you a Black woman. Like,
I didn't watch that shit.
Did you see the black hair documentary?
It was interesting.
And NJ Rich did.
Ike, you saw it?
I did.
I saw it. That's why.
Like, this whole situation I didn't watch that shit.
Weird because I heard a rumor that he knew about it, and this is
he shot his shot
that I have that said that Will told, like, that he was given the instruction he was going to tell a joke, and Will told Joe, "Don't say it, don't do it," and he did it. I don't know how true that is, but that would be the only thing that warrants. Yo, that's like us being up here joking, and Mike, you say, "Yo, don't talk about Shannon Jewelry line, dog. She real sensitive about her shit right now. Right? She real sensitive about her shit right now. So don't say it." And I'm like, all right, bet. And then I come back like, yo, them carbon fiber ass rings. She can go ahead and right? Like
you gotta go fuck them up.
Just like how you laughing, then that's what happened. And then I guess the other point that I had, and I think for me it's different how I look at this, because I'm looking at the whole one part that a lot of cats are saying is like, oh, he laughed, right? Will was laughing, and then his wife, then Jada just had that look, right? Mm-hmm. Just coming from a place of people saying, oh, well, how you gonna laugh and then you're gonna smack somebody? I say, yo, have you ever been in a situation where somebody say something to you and you just like,
exactly, the day's your day. I'm gonna make a believe.
That's how it happened. And then you look over and you like, uh-oh. If I don't say nothing or I don't do nothing, I'm on the couch. I'm not getting talked to for a week, and I definitely ain't getting nothing. That's what I feel like happened. Like, yo, like, because I really want to believe that will warrant that where he told Joe to his face, yo, don't say that, B. Like, you my man, $100,000.
Right.
Because I don't believe the shit of, oh, he don't know. If y'all homeboys from 20 years ago, even though we don't talk, he knew. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry. I mean, Will Smith got a little bit more respect from me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He got more respect because at the end of the day, he still stood up for Shorty, regardless of all the bullshit we know that they done put out there and all that. But I don't know. The whole thing just is like,
I hate her.
Yeah.
Steph, please come get your wife. Steph, please take your wife's phone. Please, Steph.
But also, I was going to throw out there, if you think about it, because of how big this grew just in 24 hours, it keeps them relevant.
Oh, yeah. Chris Rock show done sold out. Every show, it was not selling at all. Right. It done sold out. Every last show he had.
It was not moving.
That's why I said we actually are all the butts of the joke, because I really don't think the shit was all that. Like, yo, I don't know. Maybe Will is an emotional guy. You can't go from being hard and slapping somebody on stage and then getting an award and crying like a baby and then going to the club and dancing all around the room and shit. He went to a whole plethora of emotions in a few hours. Like,
well, if you see his book, if you read his book, the first chapter will tell you a lot about his persona. Will Smith wears his emotions on his sleeve.
Exactly.
That's why a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, well, maybe some, think that why he's been in these certain situations is because he ain't fully manly.
Okay.
He ain't macho man.
Yeah, like he a chump. He's always caught that rep.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But he's always
So it was the Oscars where he had to prove that he wasn't a chump.
If you ever watch, because I've watched his motivational tapes, right?
Mm-hmm.
He can give a hell of a motivational tape, but he will break down by like the last minute, and you'd be like, okay, yo, all right, like yeah, give me some emotion, but you ain't got to cry at the end of every tape, my dude. Like, but. And I don't know. I guess we'll never know until they have this red table talk to say, yo, this is why I snapped and popped off. And this is what happened. That's what I really want to know. Like, yo, what was the trigger point? Because they didn't have that camera and right there to see that split 3 or 5 seconds.
Did I not say that? I said that.
See, okay, did Jada do the whole
like what you
like
going
we
to do?
all know that look. I don't care if you got a home, if you with your homegirl, your wife or whatever. If shorty that you with look at you a certain type of way, especially for us men. I'm not talking about to the dudes that's going to run or tell your homeboy, yo, get him. Mm-hmm. We're not talking about them. We talk about the men. If we get that look, all bets are off. We all been there. All bets are off. Like, oh, all right. So now I got to go do something. But then that's also a flip side where sometimes our sisters are our triggers, where they gotta know, no, hold on, boo. I know where you live at. Okay, cool.
That's what we said.
Just grab me up or tell me chill. Or in this case, which I think from my point of the one thing, the public thing, if I would have liked it better if it was one of them catch him in the green room.
Exactly.
And really whip his ass if it was that bad.
Exactly.
That's that. But I mean, I think you can go so many places with this. It's so many lines and triggers with it. At the end of the day, it's just like I kind of hope they don't fuck with your Oscar because he earned that. Right. You know what I mean? I hope Chris they get past this, but at the end of the day, it's just like, hey, shit happened, dog. Sometimes you gotta wash your mouth, and everything ain't funny to some people, but it was funny as shit.
Yep. And watch, we're gonna find out on a red table. It wasn't even about Chris Rock's joke at all.
Yep. Yeah.
So I'm gonna get these Instagram comments. Then we got a Cooleygram, y'all.
We got a gram?
Yeah, we got a Cooleygram. So Grace Lee says we are becoming sensitive as a culture.
True.
Because he's an actor and it's an act. We're definitely becoming sensitive as a culture. I've learned a lot about y'all, some of y'all tonight from y'all comments that I can't say nothing to y'all. Can't make jokes no more.
Nope.
So I'm just going to shut the fuck up and do something.
So one of those ladies come in here with a vote with the little buzz cut,
Put your hat on because one of us ain't got no filter and we don't know when to and when not to say nothing.
Because I done had all sorts of jokes thrown my way. I can take a joke. I done took jokes that.
Especially when you had that patch on your head.
Yeah. My friend. Look at that. You see that?
There goes.
Wait, I didn't bring up the patch. So just look at your new friend. Bring up the patch.
To me, I was like, "Don't do it."
I didn't bring up the patch. Linnea did.
All right, so let's jump right into the.
Tell me about the gram. Let me read the gram. Is it from a guy or a girl?
Right.
Is that relevant?
Yeah, because if it's a girl, I want to read it in her voice.
Okay. Damn.
Oh, really?
So where is
right there? Cooleygram.
You see it? Oh. That was offensive. You hurt my feelings.
It's a girl. Let me read it.
How you know? Oh, say I'm a single mother.
I'm a single mother.
This is my acting debut. Hold on.
All right. I'm a single mother of 2 daughters in my early 30s. While I made the conscious decision after their first year of life to not date until I established a career for myself, and they were entering in their preteen years, I can't help but to feel guilty. Although I chose to prioritize them, I failed to provide them with the representation of a healthy, loving relationship between a man and a woman during their most influential years of development. Now that I am fully ready to date, I'm learning more and more each day that generally connecting with someone can be very complex. Hell yeah, that I heard in 2022. I am also faced with the reality that because of the complications in the dating world today, like I said, that sis, My desires to foster my children with an example of a healthy, loving relationship between a man and woman may never happen. What advice would you give a young single mother who is ready to intentionally date in an already complicated dating world, but struggling with previously stated guilt and the current woes of dating?
Well,
get a rose. It's like, nah.
All right, let's take it to the council. So just to summarize, mother of two, early 30s. Mother of two, early 30s, put off dating. Now is regretting it and wish they did it. So to show like, their children a loving relationship with a man and a woman. Now is ready to get out in the dating world. But with all the things that y'all got going on, Insta boogies and all that other shit, what do we suggest?
Just talk to them on a friend's tip. Seriously.
Talk to who? The man?
Yeah, well, she got the practice.
Oh yeah, definitely.
She got but she needs to start like at the surface, because I ain't gonna lie. And don't get it too invested. Don't have expectations, but still state your intention.
Well, let's roll back a little bit, because she says she feels guilt for not showing her girl. Yeah, she's ignorant. That she feels guilt for not exposing her daughters to being able to see a healthy relationship, because all of these years up until 13 or whatever, they've never seen mom in a relationship. But don't feel guilty about that, because during that time you gave them hopefully the love and unconditional attention that they needed to grow. And in this age, I think is the age where they may pay a lot more attention and understand a little bit better or more about relationships. So you entering into a hopefully a good healthy relationship, and still have that time to learn and grow and understand a relationship. So that has not been lost completely.
No.
But the dating pool is pissed, so it's maybe lost.
That's part.
I think it always comes down to like where are you looking? Like, I believe you attract with whatever situation or circumstance you put yourself in.
That's true.
Like, that's just my belief. And that's just from me meeting people in different places and realizing, like, God damn, man. I mean, if you're trying to meet somebody on Instagram, then you're gonna end up with an Instagram model.
But that's not necessarily.
It's a representation,
because everybody on social media that's single is not all terrible.
They're not all.
However, you have to vet these people. You have to get to know them. You gotta get to know them past their representative.
Yes.
So like Linnea said, you can't be going into these relationships 1-2 date and now this is your man or your woman. I mean, I know we're talking about a female, but still, or your woman, it goes both ways. Like you have to.
Why hasn't she been dating you?
Because
it's
because of the nature and the dynamic of the dating world today.
Well, this is where I would want to ask her: is the guilt coming from the association with the kid's dad?
Yeah.
Here's why I say that, because I've run into a situation.
Let me see if I can ask them questions. They might have texted me.
I say that because I've personally run into a situation where it's like they wanted to throw their kid to meet me, and I said, "You bet." I said, "Absolutely not. I do not want to meet your kid." And she was just like, "Oh, you been?" I said, "Whoa, time out, technical foul, shoot the 2 free throws. Chill out." Okay? Let's chill on that first. For one, you told me about the tough relationship that they saw with you and the kid's father, right? 2, I already hate that, because you have to put yourself in the short term and the long term if you're looking at that person, right? Because what you're not going to do for me is say, "Well, you ain't my daddy." Well, look, I ain't.
Look,
I'm not your daddy.
Exactly.
And a lot of times they will use what they saw and project that on me as a male. "Oh, my father did this." Again, I ain't your daddy.
I ain't him. I'm here for your mother. I will eventually be here for you if we get to that level. But me and you got to get there first before it's the whole with your shorties and everything.
Right.
Because in this day and age, I think anybody, like I just told a homeboy, he was just like, yo, I don't want to date no woman with no kids. And I'm like, my nigga, you 45.
Bruh. She got me in the basement somewhere.
He was like, what you mean? I said, I guess it's like how people have said to me, like, you're a unicorn with no kids. I'm like, okay, whoop-de-doo. But for you to say, all right, I don't want her to have no kids. I said, yo, that's going to be hard because you said that your group is 40. You said your group is 35 to 55. Don't ask me why he said 55. But
he better off with a woman with grown kids.
Right.
Yeah. And that was the conversation we had. I said, but because sort of like with the Cooligram, it's just basically, it's just probably running into that whole thing of that window of opportunity of when I introduce my kids, or if I do, are they going to basically start looking at this guy and using it as a comparison every time? Mm-hmm. So I guess that goes back to the question of asking her, like, well, hey, what's the situation with the dad? And is that where you feel the guilt because they saw how he treated you and you stopped dating because if I bring another guy around, they're going to do this or do that, or something had to happen. Because I had something recently happen because Lord knows, I don't know if somebody happened to be, the person might be watching the show.
Who cares?
And it's like, yo, I got a message from one of their kids telling me something. And I'm like, okay, I'm a grown ass man. I do not need no goddamn 12-year-old inboxing me.
Wow.
So it just rubs you a certain way because it's just like, how do you know you have that access or even have the audacity to go that route to address an adult? So did she have a situation like that happen as well, or something along those compatible that's making her feel guilty? But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, also like how Dr. Kim said it, I hate to admit it, it is true. It's piss in the dating pool, toxic waste.
Boo boo.
Yeah.
It's not all bad. You just got to use discernment. You got to just keep it at the surface because they will fall off the tree. Rotten fruit always falls. So. Mm-hmm. Just keep on moving.
So I mean,
I wasn't dating. Oh, I'm sorry about that. So she wasn't dating because in the beginning she said, while I made the conscious decision after the first year of life to not date until I established a career for myself, and they were entering into their preteens.
Right.
So now that's why she feels guilty because she feels like maybe she should have done it in more their, what's it like 1 through 7 when the child's mind is formulating.
Isn't established. They can't formulate their own opinion
because of work, and she said she wanted to prioritize them. I guess she didn't want to feel like if I entered in a relationship, I would be putting a man before my girl
and myself because she was focused on her. She wanted
her
to get her
too.
career done.
And with the truth, I was thinking on possibly too on the other side of what Ike was saying, feeling guilty now because. Maybe dad is not around, but because I wasn't dating, I didn't have the opportunity to meet a man that could have been fostering a good father-daughter relationship with my children, possibly as well. So that can be looked at on both sides.
No chlorine, I agree. Ammonia.
So I mean, it's one of the unfortunately I'm not in the dating world, but I do know is one of those things that you unfortunately are going to have to. She sound like a Capricorn. That you're going to actually have to step out into. Like you, the only way to wean through it is to step into it, but you have to do it with
ain't nothing but a little piss. R. Kelly used to do it all the time.
Leave him alone.
That was too. I don't know where the line is. Somebody got to instruct me. I don't
listen. Somebody might be sensitive. You better watch what you say. But watch what you
say. real quick. I think that the writer of the Cooligram, 3 quick things. First, you got to know yourself. Like before you start getting in the dating pool, like know who you are, what you want, how you want it as detailed as possible. Second, you got to realize that it's a date. And dates are supposed to be used for you to get to know the other person.
Interview.
Like it's a date. This is I mean, if you date guy A on Monday, you can date guy C on Wednesday, as long as everybody is aware that this is a date and that you're trying to get to know people.
Exactly.
Like this is a date. And then for the whole representative piece, find a couple, find your uncle, find your aunt, find a grandparent in a relationship that these kids can be around to see and try to pattern something else or give them another perspective about relationship. It doesn't always have to be your relationship that they use as a basis for relationship. If there are other relationships that you respect, that you believe are good relationships or whatever, see if your children can at least hang around them at the cookout or something, so that they can get a different perspective on what relationships are. Just 3 little quick points. I mean, you don't have to do it all by yourself. There is a community. Know yourself and just date.
And I think
I gotta agree with you on that one, because as a lady, dating is much, you can do it more. And here's where I'm going at with that, because y'all ain't got to pick. Well, hold on, unless you're dealing with one of these new motherfuckers that's out here that's like, let's go half, or you can, if you're gonna meet up, let's pay half. This new shit that's out here, I don't know about all that, but y'all can date. You can have a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday date. Cool, it's just a date.
Right.
I think for us fellas, it's harder, especially if your pockets ain't where your pockets at.
Right.
And I say that because I took somebody bowling Friday. I ain't never paid $150 fucking dollars to go bowling, and I was just like,
drinking.
I'm about to bow out of this shit. Because
alley did you go to?
Dog.
They were drinking.
For a lady, yes. For fellas, maybe we could try 2 going forward, but 3, the way these prices are, and I ain't cheap. It's still like, it's like, god damn, woo. But date. See, she just gotta try date, listen, go somewhere where they can have conversations. You know what I mean? And if she want to ask, don't ask that hard question. How you feel about raising kids? Because that's the instant.
Yeah.
We gonna eat. We gonna have a good talk, and then I'm probably not gonna talk to you no more, because you asking me. Right. That's probably like a 3rd, 4th date when you don't realize certain little things about the person. Like, oh, all right, I can see whatever and everything. But please don't go into it, Miss Lady, with the intentions that you done already got the 2 little puppy dogs and the picket fence, and you getting carried over. Like that, like I have noticed that in the dating scene so much, where you meet people and it's instantly, oh well, I wear a size such and such inches, and I want 2 carrots or whatever.
They running like their whole life is, I want this.
Yeah.
Just trying to put the
that, or how can you pay my rent for my kids and pay for the, you already putting that in your head versus whoa. Wait, lady.
We ain't even yet.
Wait, we got it. No, I'm not. No. So just date and get to know and build up and everything. If she getting out here and just, and she ain't got to keep it in Baltimore. I'm assuming she in Baltimore. That DC, Virginia, even part of ways to PA. She got to go that way. But hey,
my bad, Kim. My bad. I didn't know you heard me. I know you want to call on G, but I wanted to also, after G, I wanted to piggyback on number 3 of what Rich said. G, wake up, bro.
G.
No, go ahead. I'm listening, because my shit gonna be bad.
Oh Lord.
You already know.
Yeah, my shit gonna be bad. So go ahead, Shane.
I was gonna
whisper loud.
All right, my bad. I was just gonna say when they can be around other positive relationships, but I think what is, even though you can put your children in other positive situations, that's still mom. So she's always going to be that first one that they look up to. And I feel like maybe her concern is that it's going to be them growing up thinking, well, my mom didn't need no man.
Right.
My mom handled it and took care of it all. Because even though grandmama and grandpa been together for 11 years,
right?
My godmama and godfather together. My mama didn't need that, and neither do I. So I think I'm thinking that might be part of that guilt as well. Sorry, I got a man. And what you mean? I got a man. All right. I mean, it took me a long time to get there. You're right. And my mother and father were together until my father passed.
You just figure how you lived on your own.
But yeah, it was. Shut up.
Hey, yo.
Doing stuff on my own, but I didn't have the mentality that I didn't need a man.
Right.
But I ran my shit.
Yo, in our relationship, Shannon is Will Smith walking on the stage, and I'm Jada Pinkett sitting there like, what the fuck are you doing? Now we all in trouble. Like, that's Shannon. Shannon is running towards the beef, and I'm trying to figure out, all right, yo, do we even really got to do this today? Because when I go off, it ain't no coming back. Like, I know I have a temper problem. Like, I got a bad temper problem.
But it takes him longer to get there.
That's because I know I have a temper problem.
Right.
I cultivated myself to be able to, all right, I'm not even tripping. But Shannon, rowdy, yo. Shannon gonna get us locked the fuck up.
Well, I've done better. I've gotten better. But to my point, back to the lady, and it was not about Shannon, it's about the lady.
Right.
I was just thinking maybe that's possibly a look that she was looking at from that aspect. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. He liked that rowdy.
But I was also going to say there's a good show that Oprah Winfrey's own network has that I watch every Friday. It's called Ready to Love. And it's actually a very good example of what the dating pool is looking like. Because they did it in I think Houston, and now they're in Potomac. They did DC.
Potomac, Maryland?
Yeah,
Yeah, that show.
On a dating show, sis. Let's go on a dating show.
No, those shows. I actually know. Yeah, I know 3 of the people that have been on them.
Oh shit.
Staged like shit. Staged like shit. Because one of the people, I was just like, I asked him. I said, "Bro, how the fuck did you get on that show?" He was like, "What you mean?" I'm like, "Nigga, you ain't never been committed." So now you regular. He was like, "I know you ain't talking." I said, "Whoa. I have been in relationships. Like, yes. You have never, ever. How'd you get on?" And I'm not going to dime them out, but I was just literally like, because I'm watching it, and then you know how we say on social media, like when people post something, and in the back of your mind, you like, "Nigga, I know you." Right. That's how I was doing the whole show. Like, where did he get this cat? Like, where did he get this Casanova look? And where the hell did he get that ugly ass outfit from? But let me stop.
Listen,
G.
Go ahead, G.
Dating, man.
All right,
for the young lady.
So I'm gonna take a scripture from the Book of Carter. Old wise financial man once said it on this show. Fuck them kids. I'm gonna start there. Your kids are 13, 14. Fuck them kids. My question to her is, are you down to fuck? Is my question. Are you down to fuck? Is my question. There's no limitations on shit now. So at 30 years old, you are balls to the wall. When you was 20, you could be, standoffish on certain things, and you could put your guards up on certain things. But now here we are full fucking throttle. You want to go out there and find you a man, somebody that's going to treat you well, you go get him. You can find him, but you might have to be willing to fuck him. You might have to give up some ass from the front or in the back. You're gonna have to give up something. At this point, there's no limitations, there's no specifications, you are not looking for tall, dark, and handsome. Wow. You might even like a woman. You might find you a nice young lady that you might like. that might please you better than any man. Both y'all can get a rose. Shit, y'all can get a dozen fucking roses if you want them. But you can't say exactly what you're not willing to do and what you're not looking for. You have to be open-minded to just about anything this late in the game. I hope you find what you're looking for, and it would be dope to find you some tall, dark, and handsome young man that treats you well. And he might not like but one of your daughters. The other one, she might get on his fucking nerves. One he might like, the other one, she might just be mean to him. So he might not be the one. But if you're looking to show your daughters the perfect relationship this late in the game, they know what at the age I'm assuming at 13, 14, you know what's healthy and what's not healthy, or you have an idea of what a family should be. And hopefully they didn't look at television, and because when we was growing up, we had the Cosby Show. You had a positive parent in the house with some kids that might not have all been the same kid's father. Some was light skinned, some was dark skinned. I think Rudy might have been the darkest. I don't know where the fuck he came from. So now you have. I'm just saying. So now growing up, you have shit like the Modern Families, two gay guys raising little Asian kids. You know what I mean? Like that shit is fucked up. But trust me, those little girls, hopefully they do know, you know, that a man loves a woman and they're gonna go out and do certain things, and it's not all about throat baby, you know what I'm saying? It ain't all about sucking dick and out here doing stupid shit with a man and twerking, and you know, so on that aspect, it's gotta be about her. So in the words from the book of Carter, fuck them kids.
Just do you, baby.
That's it. Do you, baby?
Yo, G.
So if that's at 30, G's advice for any woman out here dating at 40 is
Yo,
you might look
yo.
at
71, 101. Yeah.
All dark and handsome, you better settle for short, wrinkled with a good credit score.
Hey, that's 725 look real good right now. Yeah, nah.
Not all, most of his hair.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it on. So, Cooley Graham. So basically, I think to say that it would be a good idea for her. Like, yes, take your kids into account, but I don't think you need to worry about what it looks like to your kids. I think you need to worry about more about who you meet and whether they'll treat your kids right.
And
right, because she'll be 50. She'll be 50 before you know it by herself, talking about what I could have did, I should have did. I should have gave the man at some church some ass or something like that, or the guy that was in the produce section, he looked kind of cute. He might have been able to, you know, whatever.
It might be pee in the pool, but just jump in. Eventually, you know, it just be like regular water. It just be regular. You know? And like, we done all been in the pool with pee in it. Just a little bit of pee, a little bit of urine ain't never hurt nobody. Nobody. Still on the lines of dating. I did see this post, and now she definitely can't be like this young lady. Had dinner with a dude who didn't compliment me once. I thought that was really weird. I haven't spoken to him since. Now let me give y'all some of the comments. So one girl said, "Yeah." So one girl says, "So you go on dates to boost your self-esteem?" Or question mark. Then the lady comes back and said, "At no point was I expecting compliments. The absence of the acknowledgement of my effort just shows me that he might not be attracted to me, which is okay. And even if he is, I still prefer a more vocal partner. Hence, I didn't force him to compliment me. I simply cut him off. I'm not dating anyone that I have to tell to compliment me. If I'm too self-assured to do that. Affirming me and making me feel like I'm the only girl in the room is romance 101. That's what I'm accustomed to when I date, and I won't settle just because he ticks other boxes." The next slide sent me over. Oh no, he was actually a perfect gentleman. He pulled my chair, opened doors, listened when I spoke, even sent me a full tank. Damn, before I left so I could fill up on my way home. What my dog?
See, this is why I see some guys do what they do.
Can't make this shit up.
Make this shit up.
So what do y'all think? Did she?
What she look like? I didn't see what she looked like.
That's what
I
she
said
looks
we
like.
get to her page. Oh, we can.
Let me see what she look like.
Oh, she
got on private.
She private now.
She probably been
Yeah,
private.
that's so she must have looked. She must have wasn't all that. I mean, she probably didn't turn it on. Like sometimes she got to put a little grit on your titties and shit. You know what I mean? Like, damn girl, look at your titties. Like, is that a compliment or like, damn, I love the way your eyebrows touch. Like, what the fuck?
Good. I don't want to play no more, y'all.
Woo, look at. I'm just saying, like, what the fuck? Like, ooh, your makeup look good, or your eyelashes, they long as shit. They look like, come on, what the fuck she look like?
Okay. Chime in.
I'm just saying. She might not have been that cute.
Two sides to it. So from this aspect right here, like it was the first date. Like it was the first date. Like he did all that he did. He, like she said, he was the perfect gentleman, and because he didn't compliment you on the first date doesn't mean that he will never compliment you. Right. So I think that she gave up and walked away quickly for something so small. However, I do understand where she's coming from about having those compliments. He might kill me right now, but those things are important. And it's not because you need a self-esteem boost, but I know there's many days that I've gotten dressed up, had my, just knew I was cute, had my little outfit on. It may even went to the hairdresser and got my hair done. I can go out in the world and every other motherfucker walks by me and compliments me. But when I walk by this one,
oh Lord, I knew it.
Chirp, 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 chirp.
That's a problem. Your attitude.
You don't like my attitude?
I thought she was good.
It's a problem, and those things do stand out for women. So, in that aspect of what she said, as far as wanting to know that, you see me, you see the effort that I put in for our date to look good.
So that's what I'm saying. So you say about what Mike don't do, but you and Mike have been together long enough where
I said on both ends. I did the compliment part, but for her in this situation, that was one date. She didn't.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm assuming she didn't turn it on. Like you got to turn. This is the first date. You didn't turn it on. Like me complimenting your nails look good. I mean, I don't really give a fuck about your nails.
I don't think you wanted. You look
right.
Nice
I think she wanted to say she looked nice, but you can't get out this motherfucker with your Nike sweatsuit on and some Adidas, a fucking Coach bag, and your hair fucked up, or you think it looked good, and I'm sitting there like, damn.
But he have had some interest. I mean, he gave her a full tank of gas.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm trying to smash. I'm trying to smash. I'm trying to do this again. She had a fat ass.
Her the affirmations that she needed.
Right. Nah, that's what I'm saying. She gotta turn it on. It couldn't have been turned on for a nigga not to even acknowledge you. Like shit. Even a man that's trying to fuck is gonna make up something that something look good on you.
I agree with Dr. Green. She's being, she's one of those chicks. She's the center of the attention. We all know
she's the princess.
Like, girl, please sit down. You look pretty. Woo!
But I gotta agree with G, because it might have been a thing she pulled up with the little snatchback in her head. You know what I mean? In a Nike sweatsuit. And if I'm sitting across from you or sitting next to you, it's like, okay, all right, she all right. But I ain't gonna say nothing.
She don't look like the type. She doesn't look like the type that went on that date like that. Looking from her picture.
No, I would hope, because that's the question. Is like,
but as soon as she do, we on it.
Yeah, because if she was B, and all that, and look, it's definitely gonna be. Oh, you look nice.
But then you got to. What type of man is he? Is he a verbal man? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
After one date, she didn't even get really.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. And she didn't get a chance to know him to see the type of man. He might be more of a, I'm gonna show you versus I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah,
yeah.
So, we got up and walked out the door, and she had a fat ass. So I said that gas. I said that take a gas because her ass was fat. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay. Okay.
The camera's a trip. She's like, I'm bad in Adidas.
She was showing her ass up in here tonight.
Oh yeah, she been
Okay.
showing her ass all damn day today.
Show her ass.
Uh-huh.
So quick question: do we have conversations before we go on dates now? Like, I
Like
mean,
the
the
phone
majority
call.
of relationships now are formed online. So the majority of connections are formed online. So before you start asking somebody to meet them personally, and because the majority of connections are online, when do we move to the stage of just having the online chat, and then move to the stage of having a video call or Zoom? You can get 30 minutes for free and have a couple Zoom dates before you sit and have a real date. And that goes to Ike's point earlier. Brothers, if you just trying to get to know a female, you can have a Zoom date and don't have to worry about spending all your money. The whole point is this: get to know the person and take these steps. People want to jump steps because they want to jump into bed. They want to get whatever they want to get out of the situation.
Hurry
But
up and
then
get
you
married.
have these comments like this lady talking about, well, he didn't give me a compliment.
She
But
still
if you'd have had a conversation with this dude about what he likes and about what you like, you may have gotten the compliment that you so wanted to get inside of this date. You could have blocked or missed your blessing behind this dude giving you gas and treating you nice and pulling out your chair, if that is what you wanted.
Pulling out the chair. I ain't pulled out a chair, not never in my life.
Never.
Maybe for my daughter. Maybe for
Never.
Chase. I might have pulled
But,
out.
but if that's what she
I gotta stand
wants,
like this.
nobody's having these conversations according to this situation regarding what it is. Everybody want to move too quick.
It's the microwave age.
It's
the microwave age.
But when you cook your food in the microwave, you don't know if it's done or not. So here's the deal. You want to get this stuff so quick, but you don't know if what you're getting in return is what you truly need. When you microwave food, you take a lot of the nutrients out of it. So if we want to use that analogy, then you trying to go too quick, you don't know what you're getting yourself into by moving so quick. So take a step back and just get collect some phone numbers before you start meeting people in person and do some chatting or some meeting online. Do a Zoom date or whatever, especially if you're trying to save some money. Do a Zoom date. And watch a movie online together, because they have those apps now where you can watch a movie together.
Exactly.
And do that before you start getting on, social media talking about this guy and this girl didn't like me because they didn't tell me I was cute enough. I mean, listen.
Or after one day,
grow up
in a relationship.
But all of those things could have still happened. They could have had phone conversations and phone chats about everything. But I don't think anyone would be like, well, I expect you to compliment me. I think that's a natural expectation. So they could have gone through all of those conversations. They could have gone through that whole conversation phase and getting to know. But then when I'm in your presence, my expectations of I done went through all this motherfucking work, because now I'm talking to you for all this time. I'm about to see you, and you
don't say nothing.
You don't say shit. Like
it's like
I'm feeling like David Page on these streets.
So it's probably like it's sort of like the rich comment. It's sort of like, I mean, I think I post about it every time around this time. My love for sundresses. Like I fucking love them. Like,
we know.
Like that spring, summertime, and the sun. Punk ass COVID has ruined that for the past 2 years, and hopefully, ladies, anybody that's watching this, we back outside. So bring them back. Bring them back,
Lord.
Bring them back. But it's like, I remember I went on this one date, and she was like, "What you like your women to dress up in?" I said, "As long as you look fly, but." If you happen to throw on a sundress, or you wear a pair of jeans and a heels and a tee, I don't know what the fuck it is with that outfit, with the jeans and the heels, and watching that walk when a black woman walk is like one of the most incredible fucking signs on earth that I've ever seen. This chick came out and like, I don't know what the fuck it was. And she was just like, I was like, yo, she came out like in like this. It was like a suit. And she was like, "Oh, you like my suit?" I was like, and I guess it's sort of like this young lady. She was just like, "Oh, She was like, "You looking at the suit crazy? You ain't like it?" I said, "I'm sorry, I don't have a poker face." She said, "You think I look okay?" I said, "It's nice." I said, "Well, why did you ask me about what I'd like to see a woman in?" She was like, "Oh, well, I was trying to, give you a different look." And I said, "Well, why would you give me different when I'm literally telling you what I like?" You the same thing you asked me. That's like somebody I was dating was just like, "Yo, please do not wear a suit around me." I was like, "Why?" She was just like, "It's a trigger, and I'm not trying to go there with you so fast." I said, "What do you mean a trigger?" She said, "Sir, we won't make it out the car if you wear a suit." What did my black ass do? I wore a fucking suit. And she said, "You're an asshole." She did not get in the car. She said, "I will meet you at the spot." But the whole date, I could feel that energy like, yep. She was like, "But why would you do something like that?" I said, "Because if it's something someone you're dealing with likes, do that shit."
Right.
Because that's what's going to keep the spark alive. Now, when I know that I hate when you wear that ugly ass Nike sweatsuit. Bet. I know how to piss you off.
Oh, yep.
Bet. And you could be petty. But, yeah, she
I can pee too. Look at this. Yo, Kim is acting like a Mackie the other week, yo.
Yes.
Kim mad or something. What we got to send her something to eat or something? We need to send her a gift card.
What's wrong, Will?
Yo, hey, Mike, send her a t-shirt. Send her a small t-shirt.
What about so this is what it comes down to with dating. I know I saw this. How do I do it? Oh,
I'm gonna say, what do you mean? You know,
ladies, what's the purpose of pics like this when you have a man? Don't tell us about men's insecurity. Just tell us the purpose.
I don't know.
Everybody got one. I don't care who you are. Every woman
not
has
posted
one pic.
Not like that's a posted. That's a thirst trap.
Everybody, I might got like
that's a trap
in my phone,
and you got a man too. Oh, you trying to get him killed?
That's a
because I like the way my ass looks, so
I'll take the outfit off. I'll take the outfit out. She could have had on
a
just
dress,
a straight pair of jeans,
jeans.
So I'm gonna take the outfit off, and I'm not even gonna look at what she got on. I'll put her in something else. But this is the female pose.
That's the thirst trap.
And this shit, like,
I got my BBL done.
Oh yeah. That could be it. She could be showing. She paid a lot of money for that shit. She gonna show it off.
Paid a lot of money for that booty.
Because we got 4 minutes. I've been trying to keep the shows at under 2 hours because that's the only way I can do replays when I don't want to show up. Ladies, and we go on to our final thoughts. And this is going to be different for me and Jay Rich. All my ladies that are, let's say, do I need some music?
I don't need. You want this one? That's making me a little nervous.
Ladies, if you are 35 to 40 years old, your time has passed.
Bitch,
put your clothes on.
Mike gonna sleep on the couch tonight.
You out here taking your pictures for Instagram and all that stuff.
Don't do my sister.
Don't take 40-year-old pictures. Let these young girls have their shine. Your day in the sun has come and gone. It's gone. Your day in the sun has come and gone. Let these young girls live.
You a lie.
Let them live.
You a liar.
Let them do their thing. Let them get their work.
Kim about to get you, dog.
You a liar. You's a liar.
Kim about to get you.
Oh shit.
Let them get their thing.
You're a liar.
Let them do their thing and let them be, okay?
Let my sisters be. Let them be.
Let the young girls have their shine. So if you hit the 40 mark, celebrate your 40 in a positive way. Put your clothes on when you do your birthday shoot.
As he scrolls down Instagram, looking at those 30, 40, and even 50-year-olds tapping.
The only woman over 50 for me is Patti LaBelle.
Boy, shut up. She is 70. You is a hater.
Final thoughts.
Ciao. Lord,
I ain't got nothing to say. I'm done with
Kim,
her.
hey, can I send a message to Kim? Kim,
yes,
time
please.
for you to go to bed. Night time.
Bruh.
You have been showing your ass in them comments all damn night.
But we appreciate
She
you.
must
Keep
be hungry.
Uncle Al
We
going.
love you.
Keep Uncle Al going.
But she hungry. But it's night time. Night. Yes.
All right, who wants to go first? Final thoughts. Let's go.
Ladies, show all your ass all you want, whenever
We
you
only
want,
got
how
a
you
minute and
want.
30
Bend them over, spread them however you want. Listen, it's your year. Do what you gotta do.
Linnea.
just be yourself. Work on you. Love on you. Boom.
Put your clothes on. NJ Rich.
May the obstacles. I can't get it out. I'm sorry.
G.
G, you done that.
Oh yeah, fuck them kids. Fuck the kids.
Amen.
Amen.
Yo, take that vacation, take that job, take that trip, yo, because you can get hit by a bus tomorrow, man. Just go do that shit.
Hey, how about that?
Will Smith might knock on your front door. Shannon.
I'm just gonna repeat what Kim said. Kim said, "May the P be clean for your journey, sis, to your to your cooligrams, sis."
Night, Kim.
Y'all, Wednesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got 6 seconds.
Y'all know where to find me, right? 8 p.m. Over at the Glam Squad, and on April 1, them Shades of Glam is officially open. So check that website and get your shades and your frames.
Shannon fucked it up. She took us over 2 hours.
That's all right. We good.
We appreciate
We
y'all.
trying to get that money, dog.
I'm just,
You ain't got nothing to say.
No,
Good night.
appreciate y'all. Ike, thank you, brother. We will see you the week
All right.
after next.
Yep.
Yeah, y'all be safe.
Yes.
Love somebody. And don't let nobody in your 40 because they might smack the shit out you. See y'all next week.
Peace.
Later.
Ouch, my hand. Ouch, ouch.
Don't be yelling like that. Somebody gonna think I hit you.
The camera's still on. These glasses do look good with my do today.